of the Shire has been a highly anticipated game in the cozy gaming sphere for a minute now. The Hobbit seemed like a really great IP to pair with a cozy game, and it was even being developed by a creative studio that worked on the Peter Jackson, Lord of the Rings, and the Hobbit films. Weta Workshop has just like a really extensive costuming, props, and special effects filmography in general. So when they decided to try their hand at video games, it seemed like a really good idea for them to build off of the Hobbit's IP, right? Well, Tales of the Shire is out now. It had some developmental delays, but it is out, and people are not liking it. I wasn't all that interested in playing it at first. I'd been watching it for a couple of years. I didn't think that I would be all that into the gameplay, and I wasn't really super into the character design. But once I saw the reviews come out, I was intrigued. I thought the game would be just like whatever. I didn't think that the general consensus was gonna be that it was bad. And sometimes I do feel like cozy games get a bad rap, okay? I think they are often misunderstood. So I was like, okay, I gotta play this. I'm gonna try to go in earnestly. I wanted to allow the game to do its thing. I wanted to give it a shot. And I definitely have some thoughts. The scenery looks so good, and then the characters. Yikes. Yikes, Arcadia. That's how I feel. That's how I feel too. Again, I'm trying to really go in with an open mind here. But yeah, I spent like a solid year online making fun of this character design. But just you wait, I have some character development of my own throughout this journey. In fact, I think that creating my character was my actual favorite part about this playthrough. Oh, baddie alert! Damn! I'm gonna press randomize. Okay, work. Oh, wow. Oh, I don't know if I really want a balding hobbit. Some of these hobbits, they gotta go to Turkey and work on that hairline. Oh, yeah, no, we need to schedule a trip to Turkey ASAP. Got the grippers out. That's kind of like the Hobbit thing, okay? A surprising amount of people had very visceral reactions to the Hobbit feat. You guys, that's their whole thing. You gotta accept it. Once we had selected our personality, which I'm not even sure if that affects anything in the game story-wise. I am pretty sure it might affect your gait or something. I don't know. I walk a little funny. And that is my only explanation. We then were able to select our cosmetics, including a foot hair option. Yes, that is a thing. And no, you can't select to have no foot hair. You're stuck with some hairy little piggies. Dang, why does she look like pregnant? You know what I mean? Like, why does it look like she's having a hard time standing? Why does she look 9 months? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh my gosh, like, do you need a chair? Like, that arch is crazy. I feel like I need to help you. Everyone say hello to Miss Lissy Good Body, because she's got that good body. Hey. Good Body was a pre-selected name, by the way, but truly, I think it fits her perfectly. OMG. OMG as in Gandalf? Oh, I must have been sleeping. Yes, a very Hobbit thing to do, I'd say. It's a very comfy spot. I'm sure it is. I'm on my way to Bywater, I know. All the way from the Prancing Pony, and you've fallen asleep in a glade. There's no music. I just gotta pause and talk real quick about how there's actually no fucking music in this game. I paid $8.99 for the soundtrack, which is an excellent soundtrack, but like, I swear to God, it doesn't play during the game. Everything you've heard up until this point has been all me. How do you know I'm from Brie? Like the cheese? I have a special interest in hobbits and their business. Time to get up. There's a lot for you to do. I'm not gonna skip. We're gonna sit through it, no music. Bywater is as fine as any place in the Shire. Fresh air, rich soil, and sparkling waters teeming with fish. I don't know how to fish. And what about cooking? I've always wanted to learn. Damn, we don't really know how to do anything, huh? Well then, this will be a good place to start. Okay, we got a little music now. Just a little bit, it's coming in. Oh, it's coming in. Cow. Let's share our stories when I return, my friend. You're not staying? I'm so little. I have business elsewhere, but I'll come back probably when you least expect me. So what do I do now? Oh, I expect you'll meet a hungry hobbit who will offer you some help. Do you think we're gonna meet Bilbo? Is he in this game? But you haven't told me your name. The G. Gandalf the Grey. I am Gandalf, and Gandalf means me. So then I was left to my own devices in Bywater in the Shire. I got led to my new hobbit home by a very cute little hobbit man, Orlo Proudfoot, who wanted to come hang out in my hobbit hole and have second breakfast. Let her cook. Oh, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to get it like on the chunkier side. Is that... Girl, I don't know. I'm just trying to read what it says. Assemble. E. Okay, we definitely want it on the smoother side now, I suppose. Work. Huh? I didn't understand the cooking at first, but we'll get there. Not bad for our first dish, though. Orlo seems to be enjoying his second breakfast. There's more where that came from, babe. What does he think about my porridge? Oh, he liked that. Yeah, girl. Yeah, of course he did. There's no romance, unfortunately. So why did I have a meal with Orlo? Choosing not to believe you, because I am at two hearts with him. He does want that good body, yeah. I'll take a little bit of Proudfoot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, this game doesn't have any dating or marriage like a lot of the other cozy games typically have. I mean, the characters aren't like that cute anyways, so I'm not too disappointed. The Shire is our oyster. We could finally start exploring this great big map, start meeting some of the other hobbits. I wanted to get started on the main story quest, so I had to head on down to the Green Dragon. I hear you're settling into Old Ruby's place nicely. Once you've made some friends here, you can invite them back for a shared meal. And you'll make a lot of friends at the Green Dragon. You won't find a more cozy and cheerful place in the whole Westfarding. Ooh, bald. Bywater is a village. That's all there is to it, Sandy Man. And what do you call my mill then? Cotton? Overpriced? Hobbiton Mill, since you're having trouble remembering. The mill that is in Hobbiton. And I'm Farmer Cotton of Cotton Farm, and I live in Bywater. Oh, hello, love. This is Lissy Goodbody. They've come all the way from Bree. And you ended up here? Why? I want to make new friends. With this lot, keep your standards low, and you might be happy enough, I suppose. Stop your noise, Sandy Man. You're talking rubbish. Bywater is a village. We've got a village square. It's more of a circle, really. Actually, it's more of a circle than a square. That's my goat. I love him. One of my praises of this game is that I think the dialogue is great. It's funny. It's cute. There's a whole, like, Hobbit rivalry going on between two families. Each character's personalities really shine through this game, through their backstories and stuff, and all of their side quests. I really do feel like that is this game's strong suit. And I especially think that the main story quest is really solid. So the main plot of Tales of the Shire has you helping the residents of Bywater become an official village. Everyone else in the Shire is apparently classified as a village, so we need to figure out over the course of the game, how do we also qualify for village status? Riveting stuff. Okay, but walk with me here. I really enjoy a lot of the narrative choices and the presentation. You know, I just think that the main story quests are the most compelling quests in the game. Like here, this group of hobbits is going to send me off on a quest to go find a book of rules that is going to teach us exactly how to become a village. They have no idea where this book is, so I gotta go search for it. First, we meet Old Noakes, the grumpy old fisherman, who does indeed teach us how to fish. Something you must do in every cozy game, I think now. Fishing was not bad at all. It's really intuitive. It's definitely not like stupid easy. You need to reel in your catch with good timing and pacing or else it'll get away. But yeah, it was fine. I do remember that book. I showed Mr. Fishy the pictures. It got too wet. So I gave it back to Farmer Cotton. He'll have it somewhere. These dumb-ass hobbits, bro. What do you mean? Farmer Cotton is one of the people that sent me here to collect the book. Now I have beef with Farmer Cotton. Is there a quest to wax your feet? God, I hope not. Essentially, this quest sends you on a wild goose chase where you get to meet everybody in Bywater, all of the relevant characters, and learn all of the relevant skills. Very clever game. I like this introduction quest. It was way more creative than go meet everybody. These hobbits, they need to get it together though. Really. I feel like they're all freaking clueless. Farmer Cotton gave us some free seeds that we planted and watered. Farming and gardening is pretty simple at first, and it gets a little bit more complex later. And then he sends me to Delphinium Brandybuck, who also does not have the book. Figures. But she teaches me how to forage, which is essentially just picking up items off the ground. Nothing too crazy. Willow Took also does not have the book. She does carpentry or something. I don't know. I'm surprised actually that crafting or woodworking is not a part of this game. I have a suspicion that it was supposed to be a feature, but it didn't make it into the game. The way that you get furniture is by either, you know, purchasing it or befriending the other villagers. They'll just kind of like give you stuff randomly after quests. Feels a little bit lame to me, but because Willow is a whole character with nothing relevant to teach me, it just kind of brought attention to the fact that there is no crafting. Lily Cotton also did not have the book. Shocker. The book used to belong to the old owner of my Hobbit hole, Ruby, who maybe died or something, or she moved away. Not really all that clear to me, but maybe a nice meal would jog Nora and Fosco's memory. They used to be really close with Ruby, and now they're gonna get close with me because I'm the owner of this house. Monday, 12 days left in summer. My wardrobe. I should check inside to see if all my clothes arrived, or maybe I could switch outfits? No, I'm fine. Oh, I have a letter. I had fun. Wait a minute. Hello, Lissy. Such a good meal and such fine company, too. We'll have to do that again. Oh my goodness. That was cute. Oh, and then this one's a quest. Could you do me a favor and look in on my lad, young Tom? He seems a bit down recently. He doesn't like talking much. I could do that. But I'm doing something, so you're gonna have to wait on that, ma'am. Be really nice if you could do your own quests, but you know, also then there'd be nothing to do, so. Okay, now we're getting into it. The beginning of this game is loaded with quests. TBH, I felt a little bit confused initially by the really bad reviews, but I think that this game is just a little bit more front-loaded with quests. You do kind of start getting fatigued. Trust me, I have lots of thoughts on that. And by now I've started to notice a few big gripes. One of the biggest and most glaring frustrations for me is a lack of minimap. The game is encouraging you to explore whimsically or some shit, because the exclusion of a minimap is clearly very intentional and very fucking bad, in my opinion. You're supposed to set markers on the main map, of course, and then follow the blue birds everywhere. In lieu of having a minimap, you have blue birds that aren't really like that reliable of spawns. Cute, right? Except I just started, so I don't like know where anything is. I have to constantly open my main map because the birds just simply don't give you enough information. And throughout my entire playthrough, I'm constantly opening the map. You also have a pretty limiting bag size when you start that you don't get to upgrade for quite some time. Luckily, you do have a pantry at home where you can store food items, so everything except for sticks, because I think that's like the only non-food item that I've ever had in my backpack. But having the limiting bag size is really not helping with the criticisms of walk back and forth all day simulator. I have to like constantly be dropping stuff off at my house. It's kind of, I don't know. It's not horrible, but it takes forever to be able to upgrade your bag size at all. So I think this needs to be happening way sooner. Another really big complaint for me is the camera. The camera is so jumpy in small spaces. You know what's a small space? your Hobbit hole. And honestly, the jumping happens everywhere. Indoors, underneath archways, inside of narrow pathways. Okay, let's talk about pathways. For a game that really emphasizes walking around and exploring, you can't really go many places. You are constantly being blocked from walking in certain areas. You can't jump. The game really doesn't want you walking off the paths very much. There's just a bunch of obstacles. It feels incredibly limiting. It's frustrating because like I'm supposed to be enjoying walking around the Shire. I'd love to feel like I'm exploring it freely, but you can't walk through like a shallow water. You can't swim. You are just like super forced to stay on the paths outside of the small designated foraging areas. It just feels incredibly limiting. Let me not be too negative though. Let's talk about cooking. Once I figured it out, I ended up liking it a lot. It's definitely the most complex gameplay, which isn't saying much, honestly, but it felt a little cooking mama-y. Right now we are, I guess, aiming for like the middle. Okay. Oh, I see. This little thingy, this little indicator is telling us where we are right now. Or is that not what the little thing is telling me? Oh, I'm aiming for the little star. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. I'm trying again. Cool taters and beans. Aiming to get this dish towards the star. Okay. So the star's not coming to the dish, so I was woefully misinformed. Now, I don't know how to do things crisp or tender. I don't know how to move things on the x-axis. Oh, I guess I should do that. I don't know. Okay, work. Essentially, you use different cooking tools and techniques to achieve different textures, and you unlock more cooking tools as you progress. Seasoning becomes a thing. It's all good and fun. Instead of gifting the dishes you create outright, you need to invite people over to share meals with you. You write villagers little invitations at your writing desk, cook what they prefer to eat, and the next day you'll be able to have them come over for the meal, increasing your friendship and furthering your progression, which does offer a little bit of interesting gameplay. Anyways, I want to bring you guys back to the main story. Why did you bring that old thing with you, Nora? What is it? Just something I used to play with. When old Ruby gave us our lessons, Nora couldn't sit still. I was impatient. I wasn't learning fast enough. So to stop her fidgeting, Ruby gave her an old key to fiddle with. It came from her desk, I think. Do I need it for something? Yes! Girl, give me my shit back. What the hell? I can open the drawer in the desk. This is major! Plot development major! So that's what's locked in the locked desk. Ruby's book of rules. It all comes back to the book. Mrs. Cotton was right. It was here all along. I need to get this to Orlo. He'll know what to do with it. In the rain? Ooh, honey, it's gonna get chilly out here. Why, bless my bundles. That's quite a book. It was in old Ruby's house. Guess what it is? It's that book of rules we've been looking for, Lissy. Let's take it to Farmer Cotton. It's not much use to him. He can't read. Take it to Nora. She'll know what to do with it. On my way to Nora. Okay, so I'm going behind me, right? The birds are telling me otherwise. Yeah, I'm going the complete wrong way. Genuinely? What the f***? Is she inside a building? Oh my Jesus Christ. Can I please get a mini-map? Bywater will be a village in no time. I think if we want to be a village, we're going to need to get a mini-map first. That might be the rule number one. In order to progress further, we're going to have to increase our fellowship and become a true local of Bywater. You could do this by completing quests and increasing friendship with the villagers. And there's so many random little quest lines and little tales, they call them, just like dialogue dumps. You know, it's all very interesting and still very fun. Farming got a little bit more complicated with the introduction of companion planting. You can freely plant vegetables inside of the garden beds. So if you space them out right, you'll be able to place multiple crops in one bed. And then certain crops like being around each other and dislike being around other crops. It's kind of complex, kind of interesting. I'm running a little low on croppage in general though, so I am trying my best to figure out what's good to sell and what seeds I need to rebuy. I need to buy certain things like wheat and milk and eggs and stuff for certain recipes, but I can't just sell all my crops, you know? I need those for cooking. I invited all these people over and I have no ingredients and I'm stressing. I don't think I need to buy anything there. Like, I need vegetables. Is there a way to check on the map, like if anybody sells vegetables? Okay, there's the green dragon, Bywater sign, Ivy Bush Inn. Okay, you work at the mill? Hey, maybe you sell vegetables, actually. Oh, just kidding. I just was here. Anyone know where to buy vegetables in this game? I don't know how to do that. Okay, how about this? Let's whip out this fishing rod. Birds, where are you? Why do the birds keep facing me? Literally, what the fuck? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and start fishing. If I maybe get enough fish, I can just like make some of that. I don't really know where to buy things. And it's really complicated walking everywhere because you can't freely walk everywhere. You like have to walk on the paths. So that's kind of making me mad. I'm over here and I want to fish over here with you. So I pretty much have to like wait for little fish ripples. There's really no fish ripples, huh? So I'll keep walking around to see if I can find fish ripples. Can I steal other people's vegetables? Like, do you really need all these veggies? I'm trying to have people over tomorrow. Know what I'm saying? Currants! I needed this for a dish. Let me get all these bushes. I'm glad I did a little exploring because now I found something. That might be enough to make one dish because I swear there was a dish that was asking me for 2 of those. Off the top of my head, I don't remember. What is this? I can't steal the honey. There's butterflies over here. Nothing to harvest. Okay, well, there was lots and lots of water, but nowhere that I was allowed to fish. Biggest fishing rod I've ever seen. Well, I am a hobbit. Hazelnut. Ooh, I needed hazelnut for something. I guess I'll just keep chilling, walking around, collecting things until I have enough to make dishes. But yeah, I guess I can't just like buy vegetables. They want you to grow your own. Maybe I invited people over a little prematurely. I was sort of floundering at this point, but luckily I was able to scrounge up just enough ingredients to make some sort of meal happen. It might not be exactly what people prefer, but you are just lucky to be in my house. And each Hobbit day, I get to focus on side quests too. I helped little Daisy Took figure out a riddle. I've got this Riddler to do and I can't do it. They call me the Riddler. Nobody calls me that. In the eye of the lake, there stands a tree, and in its roots, you'll find what you seek. And it wasn't like too hard to figure out. Literally, just check the map for like a lake with a little island or something. No real brain twisting here. Okay, in the eye of the lake, there stands a tree. In its roots, you'll find what you seek. Vegetables? That's what I seek is vegetables? Okay, great. There's no vegetables in this tree, so it didn't really give me what I seek, but at least I figured out the riddle. Maybe they do call me the Riddler, because I was smart as shit. It didn't take long before I got to the next quote-unquote act. Like, I had gained enough fellowship to move on, but it did take a pretty significantly long time before anything else really happened in the main quest line. I used this time in between to really try to engage with the game how I'm pretty sure it's intended to be played slow. I realized by this point that I was unintentionally trying to speedrun the main storyline. It was the main thing that I was really interested in. I really did like the main quest and all of the dialogue, you know? But one of the main big impressive marketing points of this game really is the decorating. You can move and place objects virtually everywhere on your lot and in your hole, your hobbit hole. But it's as if you have BB move objects on for everything. It is actually pretty cool and very impressive, very unrestrictive. There's only a few things that you can't move around. I'll be honest though, the camera movement in the hobbit hole really ruins it for me. I don't like being in here because the camera is always jerking around. I don't want to be jerked around, and I'd love to decorate outside more, but it's a little too early to be doing that. I only have a few garden beds and most of the garden spaces are still locked up. And if I want more garden beds, gotta do more quests because they're pretty expensive. I got seeds to buy, girl. Then I got just a taste of the next big block of storyline, just a taste. Everyone's like, hey, we applied to be a village. Let's gather and hear what they have to say. Unfortunately, Bywater did not qualify to be a village. Womp womp. Okay, so now we are going to invite the ambassador to Bywater and show him we do deserve to be a village. End scene. Now I have to do a bunch of BS to kill time because I can't sleep until the evening. They don't let you. Once I was ready, I went on over and I was like, hey, what's going on? And they were like, oh my gosh, can you restore the town bulletin board and start forming clubs? That's like really, really gonna help us be a village. I was like, oh, sick. We're gonna form clubs clubs around the specific activities, maybe there will be some sort of progression there. As of right now, there's no skilling system, and I am starting to get a little bit bored of cooking and fishing and foraging and whatever the other thing is, gardening in and of themselves, you know? I'm stoked. Let's do it. We asked Delphinium, the foraging healer hobbit, to lead the foraging club. And with the encouragement of the little girl hobbit, Daisy, she agrees. Now, we gotta ask old Noakes to lead the fishing club. He's a grumpy old man. He is going to need some convincing in the form of a nice meal. That is the thing about hobbits. You feed them, they'll do whatever you need them to do. I want to talk to you about the fishing club. I know you do, Hobbit. I know you do. This is so dramatic. This conversation in the rain right now convinced me. I'm gonna say Bywater needs it. Why? Just so Cotton can feel even prouder as he struts around his farm? Why do you have to be so angry all the time? This is an insane confrontation to have in the rain right now. Ooh, the drama. Why do you have to go around snooping all the time? I'm not snooping. I'm trying to help everyone, and so should you. Oh, really? Why? Because this is a fine place with fine hobbits. They want to make it a village, and we should try to make that happen. All right, you might not know much about fishing, but you fight for what you believe in. I like that. Fishing club, check. Easy mode. Now, we need to form a gardening club. I suppose the best person to ask is Farmer Cotton. Now, I like the guy. He has been great. He sells me seeds. He gave me a shovel so I can move my plants around. He actually gifted me a chicken that gives me eggs every day and chases me around my property if I forget to feed it. But Farmer Cotton's got a pretty old-timey attitude when it comes to letting his daughter Rosie take on farmer responsibilities. What about Rosie? Will she make a fine Farmer Cotton one day? Asking the right questions. Rosie? She can't be a farmer. She's a girl. Misogyny storyline in my cozy game? It's more likely than you think. She can still be a farmer. I don't always understand your brie humor, but that one really is funny. Whoa. You've got some backwards thinking, Farmer Cotton. So when it comes time to ask Farmer Cotton about starting up a gardening club, he's initially down, but his wife had to step in and be like, hey, you don't have time for that. You're busy selling seeds. Your son, who sells milk and eggs, is also way too busy. Why not let Rosie run the gardening club? What? You can't run the gardening club. I know a lot about gardening. Do you? I can't say I've noticed. I reckon you two should have a competition. That's the best way to settle it. So what do you want to grow, my girl? Some pretty flowers? Oh my God. I hate your father, Rosie Cotton. I don't mind. I grow the finest vegetables in the whole of Bywater. I want you to have a bit of a chance, Rosie. We'll just see about that. It will be me and Lissy, Dad. Huh? Wait, I have to help? I gotta do something. I was just gonna watch. Have any gardening tips? You seem to be confident you could beat your father. That's because I have a secret. I learned it from Gaffer Gamgee. He's got the nicest garden in the whole Shire, you see, so I wrote to him asking for some seeds and to hear how his boy Sam was getting on. But mostly for the seeds. I wish we could see her face. It looks like she's blushing. Get in the Samwise Gamgee line, Rosie Cotton. Present a 2-star vegetable to Rosie. I wonder if I have one. I've honestly been gardening my ass off, so let me scurry on home. I grabbed a 2-star vegetable and then I presented it to Rosie, and she proceeded to use my vegetable to win the competition. The one that I literally just went and grabbed from my pantry. So Rosie didn't even grow a vegetable. I grew the vegetable. Where did you get that? We grew it. Well, technically I did. Rosie whooped your ass fair and square, kind of, except for Rosie had nothing to do with that bell pepper that I grew. I feel like we didn't beat misogyny. We did not crush the patriarchy, I fear, because Rosie didn't really actually help with growing the vegetable. Doesn't matter. We started the gardening club. What more could we want? Lastly, we need to start the cooking club with Lily Cotton. She just needs help repairing her mixing bowl. So she sends me to a dwarf that I didn't know about until 5 hours into this game. Holy shit. The dwarf has me do some stuff and then fixes the bowl. Boom. Now we've got all 4 of our clubs established. All we have to do is fix up these bulletin boards. All right, this is my official dummy moment. I have one in each game that I play, but oh my God, this one was so silly. Marigold, the innkeeper, is like, hey, super great. You want to do the bulletin boards? I can't find them. She says specifically that an old traveler thought that they were outside near the water, and another hobbit said they were maybe on top of the roof. So I was like, cool, I'll go out searching for them, thinking that they're like big pieces of wood that I need to recover or something like that. Nope. I spent like a really embarrassingly long time searching for these bulletin boards, and you want to know where they were? 10 steps away from where I started, at a big, shiny, sparkly quest marker. Hello? Oh. I feel kind of silly now. I thought she said like, oh, they're in the water and they're on the roof. Wasn't really using my brain. Okay. Oh my God. I was being a silly goose. Okay. All right. So you want to know what we get after all of that work, all of that setup, everything we did to set up those clubs, find those damn bulletin boards? A load of fetch quests. Oh no, guys. I can't think of anything more boring. So what? I just take all of these quests? Oh, I can only take 10 quests at a time. I'm at 105% of becoming a village. At this point, I feel like we deserve to become a village. Let's go to bed and see if we do. Like, what do you guys think? Am I being a little harsh on that? Like, I don't want to just like only have bulletin board fetch quests. I don't actually really want any of that. This is where you're losing me, because now I'm starting to feel a little bit annoyed that all 5 hours of the game I've played so far led up to me unlocking bulletin board fetch quests. And the worst part is, this is where you finally start to actually unlock skill perks, quote unquote. After all this time, we can just now start working to unlock more garden space by doing the gardening club quests, more cooking utensils to make more elaborate dishes with the cooking club, a better fishing rod, a bigger backpack. Our progress, everything that we're doing is just now starting to count. Like, I have collected a load of these items already. I'm 5 hours into the game and everything's just now starting to matter. Right before I ended my first stream, I started to actually progress more in the main quest. The next task before becoming a village was to hang a wolf's head on the gate to like scare away predators, maybe, or something, I don't know. But it's funny because no one actually knows what a wolf looks like. There hasn't been a wolf in the Shire for like a century. So we had to go around and ask a bunch of people and figure out that a wolf actually looks like a dog. And I just thought this was like so cute and funny and compelling, okay? It kept me locked in a little bit. But then, of course, I had to wait for the next day for the head to be crafted, so I could not progress anymore. I decided I needed to revisit Tales of the Shire in the next stream because I wasn't convinced that I had given the story enough time to brew. But I think it says a lot that I stopped playing after the second day, okay? Let me tell you all about it. It's not that there's not enough to do. For sure, by the end of my 10-hour playthrough, I had felt that I had exhausted a lot of the side quests and storylines. So it's like, okay, I gotta be focusing on gardening, decorating, doing all of these club missions so that I can unlock these skill perks. There's side quests and tales and, of course, the main story. I just kind of feel like past this point, right here, the quests and the dialogue were starting to get a little bit messy boots. Very messy boots. It didn't feel like today's quests were the same caliber as yesterday's quests. Neffy the dwarf supposedly doesn't understand the concept of enjoying a meal, so then I have to make a meal and bring it over and convince them to join the cooking club to learn how to craft their own meals. Maybe I'm not understanding like an extreme like meta level humor, but like I don't think this really tracks with what I know about dwarves in the Lord of the Rings universe. Am I crazy? I'm not like totally 100% super knowledgeable on all the lore, but like this was just weird, and the dialogue was really not good in my opinion. I did not like the writing here. As far as lore, again, I don't know everything, but they do sprinkle in stuff here and there that sort of helps us figure out the timeline of where this game is in the Lord of the Rings universe. There's plenty of references. Sam lives in Hobbiton, but he's now in his tweens, so he gave Mooma to me. Oh, Okay, work, lore and timeline. Why is she called Muma? I don't know. Mr. Bilbo called her that. I'd better go. Muma's hungry. You said Muma's only a toy. How can she be hungry? Because she missed second breakfast. And so did I. Okay, girl, that was literally the quest? Or, like, what do you mean? Okay, work. It was, I guess, a little bit more of a lore quest, right? Because we learned a little bit about where we are in the timeline of this all. Okay, so Samwise Gamgee is in his tweens. Why she walk like that? Because she's chipper and she's jolly and she's having a good day. Well, actually, technically, Rosie and Farmer Cotton are in the Lord of the Rings stories. Rosie ends up Sam's wife. That's why she had the dialogue yesterday too, being like, oh my God, Samwise Gamgee. Oh, see. Okay, thanks for telling me that because yeah, that didn't click for me at all because I didn't know Rosie. I don't know Rosie. How come Rosie can marry Samwise Gamgee and I can't romance? What's his name? What was his name? Omar? What was his name? The guy that I liked yesterday? I was like, oh, he likes me. The mailman. Olimar. Orlando. Orson Welles. Orlo! While the main storyline painfully inches along, I'm able to focus a lot of attention on the club missions from the bulletin board. It took several days to get from crafting the wolf's head to fixing it by adding fangs, hanging the head up on the thingy, and then, waiting for the assessor to come visit, so there was plenty of time for the grind. I need to go to the gardening club leader, Rosie Cotton. On my way, girl. Let's go. Hello there. Is there anything I can help you with? I've completed some gardening club missions. I think you're doing a brilliant job. I have a small present for you. Great. So then she gives me more seeds, and that's really awesome. I want to know what that one quest did for me in the club progress. So level 2, which we've almost reached. So once we do all these things, I think we'll have progressed to level 2. All the rest of these, we should be able to unlock another garden space. I want to know what that's like. Great. I want to unlock more gardening space. Let's do some more club missions. So, we got to run home, plant the seeds that they want me to plant, and then run back over to Rosie Cotton on her farm. My God, is she in a terribly inconvenient spot? And then turn in our quests. For each one, I have to do the same dialogue. What the fuck? My backpack's full, so I can't take any of the stuff. Just deliver it to my house. Jesus, goodbye. What the hell? Okay, I'm 126% on my way to being the best, I suppose. I am at level 2 now, so now I have a garden space unlocked. How do I do that? Is that just already at my house? Okay, it says I have a garden space unlocked, but I have yet to see it. I wonder if I need to go to tomorrow in order to do that? I want my garden expansion. Okay, can I just go to bed, please? I want to unlock my new things. You're killing me. When I woke up the next day, there weren't any gardening expansions unlocked. I was like, what the hell do I need to do? Oh my God. You know what I had to do? I had to run all the way back over to Rosie again the next day after getting to level 2 to unlock the gardening space. And I'll be honest, this was my bad because I mistook this little dialogue option to mean that she had friendship gifts for me. I should have just clicked it anyways when I was here the first day, but my God. All there needed to have been was a different dialogue option to do with club stuff, and then I wouldn't be walking back and forth 10,000 times. This is just a tiny glimpse of the issue that I'm alluding to. I'm really feeling the walking simulator vibes now. There is so much back and forth. It's actually crazy. At first I thought the map was so big. I was so excited. Not so much anymore. I hate leaving my Hobbit hole. The garden expansion is nice though, very cute. It unlocks a different way that I can enter onto my property, which is amazing because the whole game, the birds have been routing me home to go through this way and it's been locked. So it's oh great, awesome. Now I can take 2 ways into my house. Thank God. Again, I do think that it's pretty annoying. I didn't start working to unlock any of this stuff. Gardening space, bag space, fishing rod upgrades, cooking utensils, until I was already this far into the game. I feel that this whole progression and unlock system really should have been available to me way earlier, because what was the point of anything I did for the first 5 hours if it didn't count for anything? The main storyline had me put together what the villagers thought should be Bywater's special dish. What's your favorite thing about this place? Living on the farm, waking up with the crowing. Sorry, I have the humor of a 12-year-old boy. I'm not gonna lie. That's so funny to me. I went around and asked what everyone thinks the dish should be that symbolizes our not yet village, mixed it all together, and then had to serve it up. I don't have enough room in my house to host all of these hobbits that need to enjoy this meal. So I had to go look for a new location to have shared meals at. All right, now I'm going to the farting stone because I don't know how to have a meal there. Have I even been over here? All right, so I'm here in a brand new location I've never visited before. Great, now we've unlocked this as a place that we can dine. Can't believe it was my first time there. Awkward. Let's plan this meal, shall we? Plan a shared meal at the Three Farting Stone. And so we have to invite Nora, Sandyman, Willow, and young Tom Cotton. That'll be tomorrow. I suppose I have to keep the dish in my backpack. That's why I have no room in here. There are a few dining locations you can unlock with varying capacities for guests and different settings. And, you know, you can even decorate them just like your Hobbit hole. It is a really neat idea. I just don't care to do it at this point, personally. Shared meals are key to getting friendship and fellowship up, which explains why I am 160% done with the main story questline, because I have been really putting in work and having as many shared meals as possible. You actually can't even avoid it, because if you neglect to feed a villager or skip out on a planned shared meal, your relationship with them will be severely affected. They won't want to hang out with you over second breakfast anymore. This is another pretty cool system that I do think is interesting, but it's also one of those systems that I think needs to be elaborated on a bit. Okay, we're starting the meal. Bywater dish, 1, 2, 3, speedrun, and 4. This is our first time eating outside of the home. Exciting stuff, isn't it? Are you guys at the edge of your seats? Once the assessor hears how strong our fellowship is in the Bywater, he'll be knocking down our door to declare us a village. Yes, indeed. And now we get to wait one more day. My fucking God. Everybody, don't go anywhere. I need to get all of your recipes from you because apparently I need to talk to all of you in order to do that. Quality of life suggestion. Can I just unlock the recipes without having to hunt everybody down and talk to them after I just shared a meal with them and talk to them during that? Wait, don't go anywhere. My king, don't go. Come back. Please. Tom Cotton, I heard you have something for me. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Oh, you have something else for me? Wait, don't go anywhere. Wait, stop running away. 2 recipes, and he gave me his couch. Appreciate that very, very much. We're officially in Act 3 of the story now, and it came at good timing because we're also now officially in fall. I don't know what all we got going on for other seasons after this, but fall means new crops, new forageables, new fish, new vibes. Vibes are good. The art style really is growing on me. I even sort of like how the hobbits look. More than I did when I first saw this game, that's for sure. They fit into the world and the environment pretty well. In the cutscenes, I think, is where you really start to feel very Bloxburg. But like during the game, it all looks great. It's fine. I don't know why I'm the only hobbit who walks like that, but whatever. That's just that good body. When we switched over to fall, my crops actually didn't die from the previous season, which is good because I totally replanted a buttload of seeds right before we swapped seasons. My bad. Rookie mistake. The old crops didn't die. They just grow way, way, way slower. I didn't stick around long enough to find out how long exactly they take to grow, though. At this point, I'm not really unlocking any more side quests. My little to-do list is looking pretty empty. Kind of at the point where I'm just waiting to do the main story every day. The assessor is finally here to assess all of the work we've done to become a village. Can I introduce you to one of our more recent arrivals to Bywater? Lissy Goodbody. I'm pleased to meet you. I'll do anything to make us a town, you guys. Anything at all. Oh yes, pleased to meet you. Lissy Goodbody. These rules say that a good hobbit village must have, oh brother, animals well kept and orderly, waters running clean and pure, and hobbits engaged in happy work. I'm tasked with running ahead of the assessor's tour and making sure everything looks to be in good order. I fix a fence, easy mode. Mr. Assessor, how lovely to see you. You look a bit hot. Are you all right? What'd you say? I feel like the assessor is, trying to say something. Then I help old Noakes find his pants so he can stop loitering in the pond. The assessor wouldn't appreciate that, I guess. And then the last thing. None of this makes sense. I am totally lost as to what this next part was even about. Well, we've all had lots of fun talking about old Noakes trousers, but you want to see hobbits at work, don't you? Then let me take you to my shop, Mr. Assessor. Sandyman, where did you spring from? We've been the millers here for many generations since the founding of Bywater. How interesting. It would be an honor to welcome you to our humble home. Thank you, Mr. Sandyman. Please lead on. But I was going to show you our village shops. What does this have to do with anything? I'll come with you. There's no need, good body. Why don't you wait here with Farmer Blossom? That's Sandyman, right. Go and stop Sandyman getting to his home. Is that a good idea? Like, why am I doing that? It's an excellent idea. I just don't know how. How about getting that old cart stuck in the Hobbiton Road? Sandyman wouldn't get past that. Wait, why don't we want the guy to see Sandyman's place? I get we don't like him, but like it's a nice place. Like he's got a nice business. It's not moving. It's too heavy. Try pushing harder. I was pushing as hard as I can. There's nothing for it unless you go down the road and stop Sandyman. How? I don't know. I'm sure you'll think of something. Why am I doing this? Like, why would I care about the assessor seeing... What? I'm confused. Slow down the assessor and Sandyman. Mr. Assessor, Mr. Sandyman. How pleasant to see you again. I think he likes me, guys. We're reaching on this plot line a little bit. I'm kind of checked out. We try to block the road with the cart. It's a whole debacle. We fixed the cart and the whole thing was stupid because the assessor was like, no, it's cool. I saw the hobbits at work. I've seen everything I need to make my assessment. I feel like there was like no point in that. I don't really have that much beef with Mr. Sandyman. That's kind of like a between them thing. So like, he's got a nice mill. I don't think there's anything wrong with his mill. Literally, what is going on? Like, I get it. There's generational beef, but like, there's no reason for me to give a fuck about that. Gather around, everyone. The assessor is ready to officially announce that Bywater is a village. Now, I'm not going to make a big speech. That's excellent. What a good speech. Thank you, Farmer Cotton. Hang on a minute, Sandyman. I want to say how proud I am of everyone today. And now you have. Hurrah. Let's get to the announcement. Firstly, can I just say how lovely it was to meet you all? That's nice of him. Bywater is a lovely place and you should be very proud of it. Hooray! So now it is time for me to announce my decision. The quest marker's here. And I just have this bird in my cutscene now, clipping in and out because the quest marker didn't go away when I approached. After careful consideration, I could tell you that Bywater is not. Is he supposed to be lying down like that? Oh dear, he's out cold. He was gonna say that we're not a village. Yes, but he didn't actually say it, did he? As long as we keep him in Bywater, we have a chance to change his mind. The poor thing. Let's carry him over to the Green Dragon and into a nice soft bed. So I guess the assessor is out cold, and now we're gonna hold him hostage. What if he was gonna say that we are not the worst village he's ever seen, and that we deserve to be a village? Like, you know what I mean? How are you so confident that that's what he was gonna say? And then we decide to use Delphinium's horrible remedies to poison the assessor and make him more sick and give us more time to do things like establish a postman. I'm not following this anymore, truly. It's not all bad. There's a pretty touching storyline, you know, with Delphinium. She's all sad because her remedies that she makes are actually really terrible. And her mom's dead, so she disappears. Nobody can find her. Gandalf comes back. We follow these flowers to find Delphinium. It's actually very sweet, you know, but I'm tapped out. I decided to call it after this. As much as I would have liked to get all the way through the main storyline, I didn't really feel very compelled to do so. But I did not end it before airing out all of my thoughts. If this was early access, I'd probably be playing it with the anticipation of more. That's an excellent, excellent thing to say, I think. I just feel like a lot of cozy games, like, they misunderstand what audiences want. Audiences just don't want nothing to do. People like grinding the right way. People enjoy progression and they enjoy feeling like they're doing something. And a grind doesn't have to be painful, okay? You know what makes the grind painful? Me having to walk to every location like a bazillion times in an hour. I like the idea of seeing number go up. number go up, good. That makes people feel good and it motivates people. If there was genuinely a good skilling system, I think that would like get people really excited about this game. It's just way too basic. It feels like Training Wheels, baby's first video game. It could have been really interesting if the skilling was actually complex and if there was more skilling and more things to do. But right now, I'm walking around trying to forage for the 100th billionth time since I started playing this game, because now all of a sudden 5 hours in, you've given me arbitrary fetch quest tasks so that I can start progressing in what you have created as the skilling system 5 hours into the game. I don't feel like going and picking up forageables is the only way to progress in foraging. I feel like we should have some sort of different thing that we can do to progress, like a different activity to progress in this same skill. Because now I'm just walking around in circles all day. There's got to be a different task that we can do for gardening. You know, it's like, oh, maybe we can make it even more interesting by like only certain garden beds and certain locations can do this plant or that plant or something like that. Like it's like, oh, hey, maybe we have an orchard, you know, where you can grow tree now. And it's something that you can unlock with progression. Cooking, you know, you made cooking weirdly complicated, but I liked it initially. But the more like cooking utensils that have been added, I'm just kind of starting to think like, first of all, they just don't even make any sense. Like, what do you mean I need a mixing bowl to make something crispy? I'm sorry, am I just dumb? Like maybe I am. But what if you made it more interesting by, instead of having to make a dish each time to progress in your leveling, it could be something like I have to go study with this Hobbit that runs the club and I get a little bit more skill points doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I just need something else to do besides the same exact tasks to progress in these skills over and over and over again. You know what I mean? That's just kind of my vibe. The house progression, a really simple fix would be starting the house progression so much sooner than 5 hours into the game. And then even then, I didn't unlock it until like hour 7, the first home expansion at the garden. I thought I was supposed to be able to like do my house. And that was genuinely, you're right, the main marketing focus as well, I feel like, with the TwitchCon panel that I went to, everything that I've seen of the game, all they want to talk about is how impressive the decorating system is. And I just have no care in the world to decorate, first of all, because it's incredibly painful being in my home. Okay, like I can't even move the camera around freely. It's too much. Like I'm jumping around. I'm getting whiplash. You know what I mean? But also, I haven't unlocked anything new or different about the home. I don't know how to do that. Is that something that I've already unlocked the ability to do? Like my house still looks like and I've been in the Shire for a whole season. I've been in Bywater here for a whole season and I haven't done anything new or different to my house besides added on this. This was genuinely the only extension I was able to add on. I think what the game is intending me to do also is spend more time decorating, spend more time gardening and working on my farm. And that's totally fine. But I just like don't care. I don't care because I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I dread having to go forage. I dread having to go fish because there's nowhere to fish. I wish they would have just put it out in early access so it was easier to crowdfund and then they could keep adding more and more and more. That's what Baldur's Gate 3 did. I think that's part of why it's the best. And you know what? If it was in early access, because I know myself and I know I don't really enjoy playing things in early access, then I wouldn't be playing the game and talking shit about it. So they could have avoided that. I only played the game for 2 streams, about 10 hours of gameplay, because that is all I could take. I just found Tales of the Shire to be really unsubstantial. I promise though, I'm not trying to say that it's terrible. I liked a lot of things about it. I feel that there's really solid bones. The story is somewhat compelling. I really loved the dialogue. The character design did start to really grow on me. I ended up really liking the environment and how it looked. There was quite a bit to interact with in the environment. While I do feel like there could have been a little bit more, especially since we are only in this one place, Bywater. We don't go anywhere else. Could have been just like a little bit more beefy. But yeah, in general, I think like my main gripe with the game is I did not enjoy how repetitive the tasks were. I got really upset that like 5 hours into the game, we finally were starting to get into the progression of these skills that we're learning through a bulletin board of fetch quests. I just really do think, like I was saying earlier, there could have been so much more to do. There's so many other ways that we can be gardening, cooking, fishing, and we started to get there. We absolutely started to get there. I just think that there should have been a lot more since there's not really too much else going on in the game. And I do recognize that I did try to, get through a lot of the story as quickly as possible. I think that you can enjoy this game in a lot more slow-paced of a fashion. Maybe you are way more into decorating your house than I am. But what really grabbed me was the story, the main story quest line. I really wanted to engage with that more, and I constantly felt like I was just being pushed back from engaging with that. And at the end of the day, I just feel like it could have been a little bit more. I don't want to gripe too much on the little quality of life things that I've already griped on a little bit. I definitely think that a mini map would have done me wonders. Okay, I would have loved that. I think that more music would have been great. If each area had its own musical theme, I felt like more often than not, maybe like a solid 70-30. I was in silence. 30% there was music, 70% it was like dead silent, like little tiny things. I think that those type of things could really take this game to the next level. And then somebody in chat did inform me that former employees of this game studio have come out with grievances. They're saying like it's a miracle that this game is coming out at all, and that there was this horrible crunch culture surrounding this game. Crunch culture in games is just like a horrible problem in general, and it definitely needs to be discussed. And I think that we should demand better from game studios. What exactly was the point of the crunch in this case? I just don't know. I would have much rather waited. At the end of the day, I am not trying to yuck anyone's yum. There will be people who love this game for various reasons. There are a lot of people who are very into the decorating. It is an extensive system and it's very impressive. Others will love the slow gameplay loop. Some really enjoy doing repetitive tasks in games like this. Some are gonna enjoy the game just because, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I think that it's just not for everybody. And you know what? It won't be for most people. I hope that you enjoyed this video. At the end of the day, I did enjoy streaming the game. I am going to miss Lissy Goodbaddie, my diva. She's trapped in a game that's going to be sitting at 10 hours on my Steam library. Feel free to check out some of my other videos. I don't really know what I've been posting lately, just whatevers. But I have been streaming very regularly on YouTube and Twitch at the same time, so feel free to come check me out. I hope you're having a great day and you continue to do so, and I will see you in the next one.